Great. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for our CONNECTpreneur Rocket Pitch. CONNECTpreneur is a global community of over 25,000 investors, CEOs, entrepreneurs, and business leaders and professional service providers from around the world. And this year, 2004, is our 13th year of doing CONNECTpreneur forums. And during that span, we have hosted over 100 events such as this with over 1,400 presenting companies, half of whom have received funding from investors that they met through our platform. So our investor network now boasts over 4,000 accredited in private investors and qualified purchasers, family offices, and other private investors who are interested in investing in some of the awesome companies that we're able to bring to our community, such as you guys. Bottom line, if you're raising capital now or in the future, let's talk about how our platform and CONNECTpreneur community can help you. Hopefully you've already downloaded the program book. For today's event, we have a list of all of our sponsors, information on our key sponsors, and the executive summaries of our 12 awesome presenting companies today, as well as a list of all the RSVPs. If you haven't downloaded it, don't worry, our team will be posting the links to the program book in the chat box. Speaking of the sponsors, let's put up the sponsor poll. Sky, if you don't mind, I want to thank all of our sponsors. I want to shout them out by name. If you need any of their services, please check answer the poll, and we will introduce you to our sponsors. They're the ones that make this event free for everybody. So, let's definitely honor them. And I must say that we ourselves use a lot of our sponsors' services. And they're top notch. So we have Next, powered by Shulman Rogers, AEG, the Association for Enterprise Growth. We'll be hearing from
more likely going to have
principals for both of those companies soon. We have Prince William County Economic Development, the Northern Virginia Chamber of Commerce, Maryland Tech Council Venture Mentoring Services, Shulman Rogers, Refraction, which is the leading co-working and technology community in the Washington, D.C. region, Tyson's Corner. We have the CONNECTpreneur Lounge at Refraction, which is free for everybody in our community to use. If you're ever in Tyson's Corner, you can come to our lounge. We have couches and Wi-Fi and desks, and you can use it, I believe, 3 or 4 times per month for free. So if you're in the area or visiting, just let Skylar know and she'll arrange for you to have access to Refraction. I want to thank Startup Grind. They are out in California right now, Redwood City, for their annual conference. Entrepreneurs Organization, the Frederick Innovative Technology Center, FITCI, Keiretsu Forum, the Blue Venture Investors, the Dingman Center Angels, Citrine Angels, MIT Alumni Angels, and the New Jersey Angels. Thank you guys very much. And then we have Georgetown University Entrepreneurship Initiative, the Wharton DC Innovation Summit, Founder Institute, Ryan Wetmore, and the Monty Jade Science and Technology Association. I want to thank them all, and also want to thank you guys for answering the poll and keeping things going for them. So before I turn it over to Skylar, I just want to mention we have a bevy of upcoming virtual and in-person events and some private investor-only fundraising meetings. So stay tuned. We have our monthly newsletter coming out next week, and our teammate Emily will be posting information on how you can register into the chat box later. So she'll put links in there. Also, I know that Skylar will be covering this later today, but I do want to mention that today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to poll our investors after each presentation. So if you guys are regulars, you know that we usually poll after 3 or 4. This time we're going to poll after every single one, and these are for investors only. So if you're an investor and you're interested, please indicate. This confidential information too, we will not share it with anyone but the issuer. And so let's see how that goes. After our last presenter, we'll then open up, we will open up to the breakout rooms. We have 12 breakout rooms, 1 for each company. And those of you who have come, we'll keep those open for as long as the breakout rooms are active. Anyway, enough of me. Let's turn it over to Skylar, our MC, who's also our community manager. Welcome, Sky. Take it away.
Thanks so much, Tian. Yeah, as Tian mentioned, I'm the CONNECTpreneur community manager, and I know I've gotten the pleasure to meet a lot of you on this call, so it's nice to see you again. And if there's any new faces out there, welcome, and we're happy to have you here. As Tian mentioned, we have 12 awesome presenting companies today, and after our final presenter, we'll open up the breakout rooms, and those will be for about 30 to 40 minutes or so, and each one will be hosted by one of our presenting companies. You will be able to leave and enter any of the breakout rooms as you wish. So you will see those open up at the end of the meeting. Just as a reminder, these breakout rooms are hosted for our presenting companies and they're for our presenting companies. So please use that opportunity to learn more about them and to set up follow-up meetings with them. Another note is to please be respectful and tactful when using the group chat. Please feel free to make sure to give people a quick introduction about yourself, post your LinkedIn in there. Just post it a couple times, not too many, and let's make sure to not overload that chat, and we would really appreciate that. We do recommend that you download the chat before you go into breakout rooms. So if anyone tries to private message you, or you can save the messages that were before, you can save that chat by clicking on the chat box, and there's 3 little dots that you'll see, and you can click that and the save chat button. As Tian mentioned, we'll be doing something a little different today by polling investors after each presenter. As a reminder, and as he specifically stated, these polls are for investors only. So please, if you are a service provider, entrepreneur, anything else, please do not answer those polls and only answer if you are currently actively investing. These polls are confidential, so we won't be sharing these poll results with any audience members, only that presenting company. Our marketing coordinator, Emily Fanouche, is going to put some links in the chat for everyone. These links are for our YouTube channel with hundreds of videos of our past presenters, our upcoming virtual event, which is on May 30th, our upcoming in-person event on June 13th, which will be in Tyson's Corner, Virginia at Refraction, and the link to today's program book. So you'll see these, and you can click on any of these links to register for these events or to view today's program book. And lastly, if you are interested in sponsoring or presenting at any of our events, please send me an email and I will put my email in the chat right after this introduction. So without further ado, let's get started. To introduce our first 6 presenters, I'd like to introduce you to longtime CONNECTpreneur partner, Sarah Clasper, who is an associate with Next, powered by Shulman Rogers, which is disrupting the way startup law is being performed with packaged offerings on a fixed price basis. Next has been selected by Law.com and Legal Week as the Startup Emerging Growth Law Firm of the Year, beating out several huge and very well-known law firms. So with that, congrats and welcome, Sarah.
Thank you so much, Skylar. Thank you, Tian and Avery and the CONNECTpreneur team for today's great event. So excited to be here this morning. We are a longtime sponsor and supporter of CONNECTpreneur, which is a leading global event that connects entrepreneurs, investors, and other important members of the startup ecosystem. A quick note about Next. Next, powered by Shulman Rogers, is an innovative new model for delivering legal services. We support companies from their launch through every stage of their growth, and we designed our legal platform from an entrepreneur's perspective. We did that by creating predictable, reasonable fixed price packages to provide our services to you, but we also make sure that our companies work directly with seasoned attorneys with our very hands-on services model. And finally, Next integrates a robust technology platform that creates a client-centric experience that's collaborative, efficient, and transparent. I will now turn to the first company that I am introducing today. Vioxx is developing a drug candidate for hemorrhagic stroke, which is an orphan disease that affects 2 million people worldwide. Currently, it has little to no medical treatment. Please join me in welcoming Mark Deschamps, CEO.
Thank you, Sarah. Let me share my screen. Thank you for your attention. As it was said, Vioxx is offering a breakthrough hope in an indication where there is nothing to treat the patient, so intracerebral hemorrhage. The problem is, this is a bleeding actually occurring in the brain by a rupture of a blood vessel and generating compression and damages of the tissue and inflammation and blood clots. So it is in fact generating most of the severe problematic actually for the patients, for the healthcare system, with 40% of all stroke deaths and a significant burden because 20 million patients are affected worldwide. High unmet medical need for prevention of thrombosis and inflammation, at least in the first 72 hours after the onset of the hemorrhage. Again, as it was said, there is no treatment, no medical intervention today to treat the patient during this window. The solution. So Biox 101 is a biologic for IV administration. And this sequence, the small protein, was found identifying the saliva of the ticks. And it shows actually very unique properties. First of all, anti-inflammatory property, inhibiting the neutrophil, and secondly, anti-thrombotic activity, inhibiting 2 coagulation factor. But the good news is we are not increasing the bleeding risk with Biox 101. So it means that you can give the product to the patient when the patient is coming to the hospital, even if he or she is still bleeding. So the market, as you understood, there is a very high unmet medical need, and we have incidence 2 million new patients a year affected by intracerebral hemorrhage. No competition, no medical intervention today for the first 72 hours. The market is also very concentrated, at least in the US and Europe, in stroke unit and intensive care unit. At Bioxodes, we focus on US, EU, and Japan. We're looking for a partner in China, South Korea. And if we take this limited geography and also very conservative assumption, this product could become actually a blockbuster with at least $1.5 billion sales, annual sales, peak sales. And so the company is today developing actually a phase 2A clinical proof of concept and generating actually 2 interim analyses because it is an open randomized trial. And the Series A we are continuing to raise for the moment is covering this phase 2A, but also the orphan drug designation submission to FDA and EMA. The Series B will cover the phase 2B. And because it is an orphan disease, we might end up with a conditional marketing approval after this phase 2B, which would be global, international at least, and focusing on efficacy endpoint. And so the team is accumulating more than 60 years experience in the pharma industry and biotech industry at Roche, at GSK, and several biotech. And what we are looking for today, the company raised already $36 million, 24 in equity, 12 in non-dilutive money. And we are looking to complete the Series A round, which is a Series A of 18 million, and we are still looking for $5.5 million. And the use of proceeds for this Series A extension is really to be phase 2B ready, not to lose time at all, generating the batch and the new formulation, completing the phase 2A, and the reporting and developing the preclinical pipeline for the new indications. So join the Bioxodes journey, and I'll see you in one hour time in the breakout room. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. I'm turning now to our next company, Chromaton. Chromaton has developed the first ever columnless single-use continuous chromatography platform for the cost-effective production of life-saving therapies. Please welcome Rajiv Datar, CEO.
Thank you, Sarah. Let me get my screen up here. Hi, good morning. Hello, and good morning to you all. I'm Rajiv, the CEO of Chromaton. Genetic therapy, as many of you know, is a new modality treatment that is extraordinarily expensive and currently available to only a select few patients. But to improve patient access, the cost of goods must drop quite dramatically. Purification is a critical component in the cost of goods calculation, and our mission at Chromaton is to completely change the way these products are going to be purified going forward. Chromatography is a unique method for the high-efficiency separation and purification of complex molecules. It is also a major bottleneck in the process. FDA's prime concern is safety, and safety is linked often to the levels of undesirable molecules in the final product. On the left is the problem. On the right is our solution. Note the difference in the purification graphs. The conventional process is a batch operation. It can take hours and days and leaves impurities behind. Chromaton's invention is a continuous process. It takes minutes, has dramatically higher productivity and recovery, 10x to 20x to 35%, 50%, with little or no impurities in the product stream. This is the BioRMB. It's a market-ready pilot system that uses plug-and-play single-use purification cartridges that result in quick turnarounds, faster process times of your minutes against hours, and consistently high recovery, 95% or better compared to 40 to 65% than conventional batch purification methods. So our solution is truly faster, better, and way, way more convenient. We selected gene therapy purification as our beachhead market. The addressable market is substantially large at around about 1.3 billion, with a growth rate of over 20% through this decade. Our beachhead or launch addressable market is the target is $5 to $15 million over 2 to 3 years, and it represents about 30% of the service obtainable market and about 1.1% of the total addressable market. We do have competition, and they're big names. Their combined market cap is over $375 billion, but we have two critical differentiating factors that they don't have: completely column-free processing and continuous purification, which is infinitely better than not having them at all. As regards traction, we sold our first system earlier this year and are about to rent one to a viral vector customer for process development studies. We have clearly identified our first 10 beachhead customers and have floated our first quotations and letters of intent. Our IP position is strong with 5 issued patents, and we have a highly experienced team in place to pull this off. Our leadership team presents 120 plus person years of experience in both drug development and bioprocess technology development, which is unique. We have raised a cumulative 120 plus million, have 2 M&As under our belt, and designed, built, and introduced 3 industry standard bioprocessing equipment currently in use globally by biotech and biopharma companies. So we do know how to do this. Our revenue is based on a classical razor and blade model, consisting of disposables, systems, and rental lease arrangements. Once we have a foundation of systems in place, that is the razors, the green-colored bars, the main revenue driver is the disposable cartridge sets, that is the blades, the blue-colored bars. As mentioned, our beachhead sales target is $5 to $15 million over the next 2 to 3 year time frame. We've raised $10 million so far, and we're now seeking $2 million to build 4 pilot systems, complete the first GMP unit, ramp our sales, and for general working capital as well. The bio R&B, we're flipping the way process chromatography will perform going forward. And with that, I'd like to thank you for your attention and look forward to seeing you in the breakout room. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rajiv. Today we have Gobi Kids. Gobi Kids is reinventing snack and mealtime for kids through exciting products that foster independent and healthy eating. I'd like to introduce Joseph Blanc, founder and CEO, and Randy Gilmore, Chief Communications Officer.
Hi, and thank you so much. We're very, very excited to be here. So like you said, Gobi Kids is the brand that is reinventing snack and meal times for kids and parents. So back in 2018, our founder CEO, Joseph, and his wife, Solanda, had 2 little girls. They now have 4. At the time, Solanda was facing a lot of challenges when it came to feeding their children. Everything from accidental spills and messes to the constant power struggle that parents like myself know very well, to wondering, are my kids getting the nutrients that they need? So Solanda went to Joseph, who is a mechanical engineer by trade, and what I call the king of innovation, and said, hey, can you help me come up with a solution that will solve for these challenges? Solanda leaned into her public health education background, remembering what she learned about the division of responsibility in feeding. That is, the parent provides and the child decides. Enter the original snack spinner. So as you can see on your screen, there are 5 compartments in the snack container, allowing the parent to provide a variety of nutrient-dense foods. Then the child, with the push of a button, can spin from snack to snack, choosing what he or she wants. The original snack spinner helps foster independent and healthy eating, and goes back to one of Solanda's original concerns. It helps prevent accidental spills and messes, and it's dishwasher safe.
And of course, the market is huge. In the US alone, there's 30 million kids in our target market. And globally, the food container market is valued at over $250 billion, with 130 million babies born globally every year. So it's an awesome market. And even during economic downturns, parents continue to spend in certain categories, and one of those categories is on their kids. Of course, we have competition. However, Gobi is the only brand with the fun push button that allows the child to hop from snack to snack, fostering independence and healthy eating, setting parents and kids up for success.
In fact, we've had 3 separate competitors reach out to us over the past year or 2 wanting to buy Gobi. We've turned all of them down because we know that we still have a lot of innovating to do and a lot of growing to do.
We have a lot of fun stuff in the pipeline, and Gobi is an omni-channel brand, meaning you can find us everywhere online and in some of the largest retailers in the world, including Walmart and Target.
And so Gobi, we are more than just a snack spinner or snack container. In fact, since launching in 2018, 2019, we've introduced 4 products to market, and we have about 4 to 6 that are set to launch over the next 12 to 24 months. We cover a wide array of ages from preschool to upper elementary. All of our products really strive to help parents and kids thrive by fostering independent, healthy eating, and all of our products are patent protected.
We have an incredible team. I think that's the secret to my success personally, is surrounding myself with amazing people. This team is taking Gobi to the next level. We have over 15 years of experience taking consumer products to market. We've had 2 exits and we've raised more than $1.5 million. In 2022, we did $4 million in sales, and 2 million of that, half of it was direct to consumer online sales. The other half was Sam's Club, a Sam's Club program that we did, a seasonal item in Sam's Club. The following year, we went from 2 million to 4.5 million in direct to consumer online sales. And this year we're on track to do $10 million. In 2029, we will be a $100 million company and looking to exit. And we already have several interested buyers. So we're seeking $1 million this round, of which we've raised $600,000, and we're closing on another $100,000 this week, leaving $300,000 left to close the round. Thank you. Join us in the breakout room.
Great, thank you, Joseph and Randy. Next, we have Gravity Jack. Gravity Jack uses patented AR technology to create a new type of mobile gaming experience by capturing speech and writing to fuel AI creation. Please welcome Jennifer Ritchie, co-founder and chief strategy officer.
Thank you so much for having us. Excuse me. Gravity Jack was founded in 2009 on the basis of augmented reality. So we have been doing AR. We know AR. We have patents in the space. And I am here today to talk to you about our initiative, War Tribe of Binyamin, a game that feels so real. It is. So what are the problems we're looking at? We're in this unique spot where Generation A and Z, they're different. They want to be involved. They want to have a voice. They want to have input into things. Retailers right now, as we all know, are struggling. They need new and innovative ways to get foot traffic to their doors. And AR gaming is debatably gimmicky. There hasn't been the game that has made its mark with mobile AR. And there are 7,100 languages in the world. Big tech goes after the top 150, but that's only half of the planet. So literally half of the world does not have an AI that can speak or a translation engine for them. They don't hear marketing messages in their heart language. They can't read certain messages in their heart language. And that's certainly a problem that we are going after. So how are we going to do that? Through a mobile augmented reality game called War Tribe of Binyamin. War Tribe is very much a global game. It's got gamification elements that encourage cross-border gameplay. They've got where if you have teammates in different countries, you actually get enhanced weaponry or different elements that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So we have quests in the game, geolocation quests for the different elements within the game and that players can play, and also sponsored quests. So think Starbucks can sponsor a quest in game going after that foot traffic, getting people to their doors. We combine AI and AR in a multitude of different ways, one of which is this a generative AI that puts new elements on top of real world geo-based locations. Excuse me. And the last bit is quests that have to do with translations. So users in lower economic regions see a translation quest that appears based on geolocation to do a translation element where they earn in-game revenue that they can then extract out in real world dollars. The gaming market is ridiculous, $1.2 billion. It's a huge market, but what I want to focus on is why now. 90% of Generation A and Z consider themselves gamers. And from a global mobile penetration rate, 94% of the world has access to smartphones. So the timing is now. So our competition, I want to talk about what sets us apart. We've got real world missions based on geolocations. We have elements where players can submit real world quests into the game. As mentioned before, there's translations quests, which have never been done before in a gaming environment. And we have new patents on top of our existing patents to encourage players to get others to join. So again, we've been doing this since 2009. This is a snippet of all of our many, many more brand companies we have worked with over the years. We have 6 issued US patents that are receiving active licensing with many, many more on the way, along with our new IP we're going to be filing. We know games. We've created a Double Down Casino as a game we did for one of our clients that was doing 35 million a month when we handed it off to the client. Meta, Oculus hired us directly as a reference developer to create a game on the Oculus platform. So other developers look to our source code for best practices. So what does our leadership look like? Luke and myself have had 2 successful exits prior to this. Collectively, we have 3 IPOs, 6 exits, 11 Academy Awards, a Grammy, 230 years of gaming. Nolan Bushnell, who is the founder of Atari, the father of video games, is on our board as well. So when you know who the father of video games says you have something special, you pay attention. Revenue projections, just want to tap on the fact that it is our agency, patent license, and game revenue that you will be participating in this $3.5 million raise, of which we have already raised $450,000. And this is for game dev, marketing, and operations. So we are hoping that you guys want to join the War Tribe, be a part, and we look forward to seeing you in our breakout room. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. Next, we have Linka. Linka is creating AI-driven platforms to facilitate the management, monetization, and marketing of business offerings. Please welcome Sheila Malhotra, founder and CEO.
Thank you so much. I'm just going to present mode. 1 second. Okay. So Linka is an AI-driven solution for community-centric businesses to manage, monetize, and market their offerings. So the problem is massive. You know, digital transactions have become a part of our daily lives, where 99% of Americans engage, order goods, book services, and purchase online. And so small businesses really need to adapt, and they need to have a seamless way to engage, capture leads, and transact online. And yet, 68% of small businesses, they lack an online storefront. They can't interact, transact, or market their offerings. 29% don't even have a website, and 26% don't like the costs associated with building a website. I mean, there are existing solutions out there, yet they're fragmented, they're expensive, they're complex, and they're not scalable. They don't integrate with current systems. So let's take a look at some of these systems. They're fragmented. For example, they don't have engagement and community building features, which are important in the world we live in terms of commerce. They don't have AI-driven solutions, and AI and integrations are important for scalability. Some of them don't have community marketplaces, which are important to support small businesses and really get them through and navigate these digital times. So I'm Sheila Malhotra, serial entrepreneur who sold 4 profitable businesses, founded Linka to empower small businesses and grow economies. We've got a stellar leadership team that has multiple years of experience in SaaS development and marketing. Many of them have had multiple large exits, M&As, and IPOs. What Linka is a solution that enables small businesses to quickly launch their scalable digital storefronts, to be able to engage, monetize, market their services, digital products, events, and subscriptions, all connected to an AI-driven CRM. Our upgraded solutions include a white label marketplace, which aggregates all these digital storefronts into one centralized hub where they get support and opportunities within a robust community. Now, these marketplace hubs are typically licensed by business development entities, which are SMB aggregators. So what does that look like? This model enables us to activate multiple revenue streams. So our small business software starts at $3.99 per year, and that activates engagement and monetization. Our upgrades for CRM and community marketplaces are up to $10K a year. And then here's the cool part. These community marketplace, which distribute Linka's business software, we get 60% of that revenue, and it's all sold by the community marketplace through the hubs. So our go-to-market is super disruptive because, first of all, we have the AI, we leverage AI to help build and activate these storefronts. There's no code. We activate faster, cheaper, and more efficiently. Launch in minutes. In addition, we don't spend thousands of dollars acquiring these businesses, and our CAC to LTV ratio is 1 to 5 because Linka partners with these B2B entities that activate community hubs. And these community hubs encompass a large number of businesses, accelerating the sale of Linka software to small businesses. We've cracked the code because our community distribution hubs are growing. We've got several small business hubs such as New York Women's Chamber of Commerce, Northeast Tarrant, other B2B organizations. And in March 2024, we were even validated by the U.S. Department of Commerce and International Trade that has partnered with Linka to empower small businesses in the U.S. You can check out our listing here on trade.gov. In addition, in April, we signed a contract with Santa Clarita Chamber of Commerce to serve their 500 member businesses who will all receive Linka software. Now, that's a $200,000 deal, and that's not including the other members within the region that they're going to onboard. Linka is also invited to the SBDC conference to serve underserved businesses and provide Linka to these underserved businesses that need to go digital. We're growing at the rate of 70% month over month since launching. We've got hundreds of paying SMBs. Multiple organizations have signed up to upgraded for these upgraded community marketplace hubs with a rev share of 60%, and their network is over 500K businesses. We have a 3-year projection here, but it looks like due to these contracts, these numbers may be quite conservative. So we're raising at a $20 million valuation. We're raising $5 million. If you're interested in learning more, please meet me in the breakout room, and we have several interests from major VCs. Looking forward to meeting with you. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Sheila. And we have that final poll up for Sheila right now and Linka. And if anyone missed any of the previous 6 polls, Emily Fanush is putting a link in the chat right now where you can fill out information from the previous 6 polls and indicate your interest there. So just take a look at that if you're an investor. So now I would like to introduce Mark Hawes, who will be introducing the last 6 presenters. Mark is the CEO and co-founder of AEG, the DC, Baltimore, and Tampa, Florida region's top alliance of elite service provider advisors. AEG is also expanding into other regions around the US. Our CEO, Tian Wang, is proud to be an investor in and chairman of AEG. Mark is currently in fundraise mode, and he will post his executive summary in the chat box so that any interested investors can reach out to him. So Mark, please give us a few more details about AEG, and we appreciate your support of CONNECTpreneur.
Perfect. Thanks, Skylar. Thanks, Tian. We all know that growing our business really depends on access to sort of reliable, capable partners. The problem we all have is the lack of quick access to trusted expertise, data capital, and connections. We often make decisions quickly because we have to, and they turn out to be bad. So AEG has created a sort of a powerful and exclusive trust community and business development engine for mid-market CEOs and the elite advisors that serve them. Our secret sauce is really how we select, nurture, and connect our members. And the result really blows up the traditional networking model. And so because we accelerate the development of trust, you could say we actually do business at the speed of a handshake. So as Skylar said, we're in fundraising mode. We're about halfway to a $1 million raise. So if you're an elite business advisor, a mid-market CEO or investor, and want to jump on this business development rocket, reach out to me at mhasenterprisegrowth.com. I will put this information in the chat. So our first presenter is Bill Lane, CEO, co-founder of Practicant. Practicant has a service, a vertical SaaS solution for RIAs, help them pull all their software stack together and provide more service to their clients. Bill?
Thank you, Mark. I'm pleased to introduce to you today Practicant, which is the first operative AI solution for independent investment advisors. Over the last 15 years, independent investment advisors have grown, taking significant market share from the banks by providing a fiduciary solution built on a bespoke software stack. That software stack has driven significant client satisfaction and additional transparency into the investment and planning aspects of wealth management. But with that growth, investment advisors are now spending their time and money managing the software instead of managing clients. And there are currently no AI tools available to coordinate advisor activities across the spectrum. Practicant's solution is a complex orchestration of these software tools that gives the advisor back this time by connecting the mission-critical technology, proactively preparing client deliverables, and building and maintaining client data and models. As a product, Practicant meets advisors where they work, inside of their communications. It consumes emails, transcripts, call notes, and identifies actionable insights that it can be deputized to operate against the rest of the software stack. It saves data inside of the share file system. It learns advisor preferences and client advisor context to become a more helpful intern and deliver performance reporting, task management updates, and other client communication necessary to allow the advisor to scale. In the US today, there are 400,000 independent advisors that manage more than 50% of all wealth management clients. These firms are growing at better than 10% a year by providing transparent fiduciary services to their clientele. In the AI world, there are certainly competitive agents that exist, most focused on the enterprise and generative AI solutions. Practicant is unique in providing a truly operative solution that can integrate with the existing software stack and create deliverables when deputized either by the advisor's preferences or directly deputized by the advisor. It is that purpose-built solution for advisors that is Practicant's key differentiating feature and what has led to our traction inside of our pipeline. We have a paid pilot beginning in June with an annual contract value of $60,000 and 150 identified users inside of our pipeline that will drive $450,000 in annual revenue at this stage of the company. Our team has diverse experience across both wealth management and custom software development. Over the last 25 years, having founded 4 companies, raised more than $30 million in those companies, and been fortunate enough to achieve 2 exits. As mentioned, Prac is a SaaS deliverable software solution with base pricing of $250 per seat per month, which drives us to the potential for 2,000 users at the end of 2025 and a $6 million annual revenue run rate. We've raised $175,000 towards this project. We're seeking a total of $1.5 million. The predominant amount going towards developer resources to ensure client success in our pilot, and a small amount going towards sales and marketing and our eventual go-to-market strategy as we build out the product through 2024 and into 2025. I appreciate your interest in Prac, and I look forward to speaking to you in the breakout room.
Thanks, Bill. As technology improves and healthcare is driven to cut costs, a lot of services are going to the home. Dialysis is one of those. Our next presenter is Sarah Lee, founder and chief executive officer, and going to tell us about how she's going to save money and lower risk for home dialysis.
Okay, great. Thanks, Mark. Morning, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. Relavo is a medical device company that enables kidney failure patients to live longer and live better. Today, we're raising a seed round of $2.5 million, of which we have $1 million raised with a $7 million post-money valuation cap and a 20% discount. In the United States alone, over 800,000 people are affected by end-stage renal disease or kidney failure, while over 500,000 people are left to receive some form of dialysis to survive. My aunt was one of these people. She received in-center dialysis for almost 8 years before recently passing away from kidney failure, and I saw firsthand how much she suffered with in-center dialysis. Around the time that she started treatment, I learned about peritoneal dialysis, or PD, which is a home-based treatment that's known to offer patients better health outcomes, greater longevity, and improved quality of life. But despite these benefits, this is an uncommon option, as my aunt found. Only about 12% of dialysis patients actually receive PD, largely due to the risk of peritonitis, an infection of the peritoneal membrane that affects nearly 30% of patients each year. These infections require hospitalization in over 50% of cases and contribute to 1 in 6 PD patient deaths. At Relavo, we'll help patients live longer, receive better, safer care, and save the healthcare system money. But before getting into how we do this, I want to step back and talk a little bit about how PD is done today. In the diagram to the left, you can see that patients today have to manage a huge mess of tubing, and they're expected to make a series of sterile connections to set up their dialysis treatment at home by themselves. When patients are treating themselves in an uncontrolled environment, their sterile tubes can become easily contaminated by things like breathing or coughing, touching tubes to non-sterile surfaces, or fur or hair in the environment. Existing efforts to prevent peritonitis, which are based solely on education and patient vigilance, just aren't working. So to address this, we've developed the Peritonex, a self-disinfecting connection device that minimizes the risk of infection. Rather than patients connecting dialysis tubes together directly, they'll instead connect them to our device, which internally disinfects the tube ends by injecting, dwelling, and retracting an antimicrobial solution into the connection space. Our Class 2 de novo 510K product disinfects after connections have been made, which eliminates the risk of secondary exposure to microbes and reduces the reliance on patients to be highly vigilant of contamination events. Kidney failure is a huge problem worldwide that's growing at an increasing rate. And this is a particularly important time for innovation here. Not only are we tapping into existing trends towards home healthcare, but the federal government and Medicare have issued new programs that provide huge incentives for home dialysis growth. With this, we estimate our US market to be north of $1.2 billion annually. The Peritonex can also be easily adapted to other catheter infection and home therapy markets. Now, for the initial dialysis space, we'll follow the existing purchasing pathways by selling directly to dialysis providers who manage the care of home dialysis patients and purchase supplies on their behalf. With the Peritonex, we'll provide current PD patients with higher quality care and allow more kidney failure patients to experience the benefits of home treatment. Dialysis clinics and Medicare will also save money from fewer infection cases, fewer hospitalizations, and because PD has a lower cost of care than other types of dialysis. However, we're not the only ones working in this space. Unlike other competitors, the Peritonex is compatible with and complementary to existing dialysis systems and products, actively disinfects tubing to reduce infection risk, reduces patient burden, and is affordable to dialysis clinics. So where are we right now? To date, we've finalized our product's design, demonstrated the safety and efficacy of our disinfection device, and raised $2 million in non-dilutive funding. We've also been granted 2 patents, and we're accepted into FDA's Safer Technologies program. We're now developing our supply chain and preparing for product validation testing towards FDA submission. We expect to have FDA clearance by late 2025, at which time we'll begin our commercial launch. So we invite you to join us as we reduce the burden of kidney failure and provide patients with safer treatment. Thank you.
Mark, you're muted.
I know, sorry. Thanks, Sarah. Peter Drucker said, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. Well, collecting a lot of data and measuring doesn't really help to improve performance unless you've got sort of accurate, timely, and relevant information. So our next presenter, Tristan Lahari of Tritonware, has found a way to collect actionable and reliable data for swimmers.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mark. My name is Tristan Lahari, founder and CEO at Tritonware, where we're unleashing athlete speed with our advanced wearables combined with our AI coaching technology. As I'm sure you're all aware, data has really become foundational in all sports, whether you're a complete beginner, a weekend warrior, or an elite level athlete trying to get to the top of the podium. But today's devices in this large and growing fitness tracker market are largely failing consumers because they're just providing mountains of data to users that don't know what to do with that information. So this is showing us that users need guidance, not just data. And this could not be more true in the sport of swimming, where we have a combination of terrible tracking with existing devices and this lack of guidance we see across the market. And while this is a targeted part of the market, it is a very large segment at over $14 billion per year, targeted by 2031. There's an example of the current UI that you get from existing devices, just a bunch of data thrown on a screen with very dubious accuracy. So not particularly actionable. So this is where Tritonware comes into play. Our Triton units, as you can see here, slide under the cap of the athlete at the back of their head to track over 30 performance metrics with the best accuracy in the business compared to the 2 to 4 metrics you'll get from the competitors. These metrics were generated at this level of accuracy through proprietary training data sets and our ML-generated algorithm engine to get to the best data in the market. But as I said, data in and of itself is not enough. So we took it to the next level to make sense of that data for our customers with our AI coach. Our AI coach models athletes over time based on training intensity, skill development, recovery, to give a clear picture of strengths and weaknesses and a roadmap to improvement for them. And this was only possible because of our very powerful, accurate, and proprietary database of over 1.6 billion meters of training data, which has given us a huge moat in the market compared to everybody else. This has already become an indispensable part of athletes' lives. In our phase 1, where we target team-level swimmers, we're working again with thousands of athletes around the world, seeing over 46% DAU over MAU, working with all levels of athletes from beginners at 8 to 10 years old up to Olympic champions. Heading to the Tokyo Olympics, we actually had 67 Olympians using our technology that brought home 24 Olympic medals for their countries. So a lot of great validation at the top end of the sport as well. With this great product market fit, we also have a great business model driving this, which allows us to hit profitability with top tier metrics that's driving high growth, but also sustainable growth. Currently at about 1.3 million in ARR, using a pure SaaS model at $320 per year per athlete. The Triton unit is included free as part of that membership. We're on track to hit 2 million in ARR this year, 5 million next year, 10 million the following year. Keep in mind, this is still only team swimming, and that's only 1% of the team swimming market at that point. So our growth team is really heads down, pushing this cash cow segment of our business. And while that happens, our engineering team is looking towards our phase 2, where we're pushing our technology down market to really help guide the 86 plus million solo swimmers by layering our AI coach on top of existing trackers. So in this opportunity, we're meeting these consumers where they are, providing the guidance they're sorely lacking with the upsell potential to the best tracker in the business that we have. And we're going to get to consumers by partnering with the biggest wearables manufacturers in the business, by having our AI coach live natively on their devices in return for a royalty structure. The best part is this model came inbound to us from 2 of the 3 largest wearables manufacturers on the market, coming to us because they know we have the best tech in the business. So great signaling for the opportunity here and also for potential exits down the road. This vision is going to take, capital to take to the next level. So we are currently raising $2 million to really take our AI coach to the masses, helping us effectively fuel working capital on this next stage of growth, the 10 million in ARR, while continuing to fuel R&D as we continue pushing down market. We actually now, as of this week, have over 1.9 million closed in this round. It's only a small amount left, but our board has allowed us to open up another 500K for investors in this room to help you participate. It's a priced round, pref shares, 16.5 million valuation in Canadian dollars. So that's a great deal for all of our US investors on the call today with the current conversion rates. So again, a great opportunity to come on board. If you do want to dig in, please join us in the breakout rooms. We'd love to show you how we're going to capitalize on our exciting roadmap into the Paris Olympics this summer and beyond. So thank you for your time today.
Thanks, Tristan. Next presenter is Turner Hoff, co-founder and CEO of Vegetable and Butcher. providing prepared foods for home delivery. And what makes it different, and he'll tell you all about it, is yeah, it's going to be nutritional, and there's some awesome offerings. Turner?
All right. Mark, thank you very much for the introduction. It's an honor to be here with you today. So my co-founder and I, we started B&B a little over 7 years ago after realizing through firsthand experience the profound impact that good food and nutrition has on our lives. We funded the early years of our business using our own capital and network of friends and family. And today our business is generating close to 8 million in ARR with a 40% plus gross margin. We've built a successful, differentiated growth engine and have actually already proved profitability of the business model. So right now we're raising 2 million in a VC-led pre-A round with 1.6 million committed. Our solution is actually quite simple. As Mark articulated, we put personalized nutrition on autopilot. So you tell us a little bit about yourself, and we curate a menu of nourishing, seasonal, scratch-made eats delivered directly to your doorstep on a schedule of your choosing. Now, B&B sits at the intersection of two consumer megatrends, a desire for greater convenience and improved well-being, which uniquely positions us to deliver on the holy grail that consumers are seeking. It's exceptional taste, sound nutrition, and good value in a sustainable format without making compromises. So over the last 20 years, digital transformation has had a profound impact across industries. And right now, we are witnessing the digitization of the food industry. So in the same way that Netflix is a generational step beyond TiVo with personalized and recommended content, and Dollar Shave Club achieved a $1 billion outcome with niche subscription and personalization, B&B has evolved more than a generational step beyond traditional grocery and food delivery by putting personalized nutrition on autopilot. So what we've really done is unify the analytics across our entire supply chain. So our platform is continuously ingesting usage data, preferences, and feedback from our customers to drive improvements at every single step in that customer's journey. And the result is an experience-driven flywheel. More customers means more data, means better customer experience, which ultimately drives more customers. But you don't have to just take my word for it. I'm obviously a little biased. Take it from the feedback of our actual users and then compare our product and service offerings to those of our competition. So what makes right now a particularly unique moment in time is what we've already accomplished to de-risk the investment. New customers today are spending more than ever before and are profitable after just their first month, spending on average up to $460, which is up 25% from just a few years ago. And in their first year, new customers today are spending over $1,600 on average. Our customer retention is at an all-time high, with organic subscriber growth outpacing churn. We've also maintained an exceptional LTV to acquisition cost, illustrating the accretive growth opportunities that we have ahead of us with just incremental marketing investment and the additional production capacity that we have coming online later this summer. Our customer loyalty is really driven by a relentless desire that we have to dote on our customers and build lifelong relationships. The result is a multi-year relationship with our customers and a tremendous RLTV outlook. And finally, I've alluded to this earlier, but we unlocked growth with a brand new state-of-the-art manufacturing and distribution facility set to come online later this summer that will increase our throughput capacity tenfold. So investing today is an opportunity to invest at the very beginning stages of regional expansion. Our current convertible note round in advance of our Series A puts us on a path to over 30 million in sales at improved margins upon consolidating our operations in the new facility. And our experienced, highly qualified, and passionate team of growth-focused leaders is supported by a deep bench of investors and advisors who are helping further our efforts every single day. We look forward to having you join us in our journey to transforming lives through better nutrition, and we'd love to answer any questions that you may have in our upcoming breakout room. So we'll see you there.
Thanks, Turner. Looking forward to it. The next presenter is Von Mercier, and Michael Mercier is the founder and CEO. He's going to talk to us about how he's put together an electric vehicle for watercraft with not much competition. So it's like a blue ocean, no pun intended, operation. So, Michael?
So much. Yeah, at Von Mercier, we are developing and building advanced electric vehicles for today's climate and beyond. We have built an EV technology platform that is lightweight and powerful by combining cutting-edge batteries, motors, and composite structures alongside of user-centered designs. So Von Mercier has created a modular formula for development of electric vehicle products. And we recently identified an opportunity in the electric boat market and quickly applied this platform to release a new product. This is the Lucerne electric jetcraft. The Lucerne is 100% electric, making it green and quiet, and it has an automotive-inspired, eye-catching design that is both unique and desirable. Plus, it is molded from carbon fiber, making it light and agile. Here is a video of the Lucerne in action. It's really a blast to drive out over the waves, over the water, shore to shore. It's really, really fun. And we positioned the Lucerne in a market that is both large and fast growing, and where consumers are already paying a premium for the benefits of electric, especially when it's coupled with a high-end design. So unlike their gas counterparts, these boats are enjoyed with no odor, low noise, and no pollution. The Lucerne size at 18 feet and 4 passengers and price point of $135,000 perfectly fills a gap in the lineup of vehicles on the market today. And because of those features, the Lucerne can be targeted both direct to consumers for enjoyment on a wide range of waterways, and its bold attractiveness and ease of maintenance make it an ideal for multi-unit sales to resorts and rental companies. 3 Lucerne units are in production process right now. And this is an addition to the Von Mercier product roadmap, which includes our Arosa EV hovercraft, our flagship products. But compared to the Arosa, the Lucerne is less complex and has a larger market. So we've strategically pivoted our resource attention to this electric jetcraft, while the Arosa still needs more time and development. With our modular EV platform, we can develop new products quickly and expect to reach $200 million in revenue in 5 years. To execute this plan, we need runway to market, build, and deliver the Lucerne. This will establish a revenue foundation for continued product development and growth of the company. We are seeking $1.5 million in investment at a $10 million valuation to take these next steps, which include delivery of the first Lucerne in June and building and selling of additional units this year. Our team is made up of talented engineers and fabricators, and we are supported by strong technical partners, as well as a new partner, Aero Auto Global, a distributor in Florida, who's very eager for product inventory to start selling. I hope you will be a part of this incredible ride, and I thank you for your time. Please join us in the breakout room in a few minutes, and we can talk more.
Thanks, Michael. Our last presenter is Kevin Wolf, CEO of Wind Harvest. And when you think of wind power, you think of these 100-meter tall towers. Kevin's going to tell you how he's got a different solution to these towers that cause some controversy. Kevin?
Thank you. Wind Harvest has a genius solution to the biggest waste of wind energy in the world. Mid-level wind blowing from 15 to 100 feet above the ground is being wasted. Near-ground obstacles and topography cause the wind to gust and suddenly change direction. This turbulence harms traditional propeller-type turbines. For this reason, these turbines are raised high above the ground and spread out far apart from one another, leaving the wind below their blades waiting for a new technology to harvest it. This ridgeline in Tehachapi, California, is typical. The wind accelerates near the ground as it rises up and over the ridgeline. This leaves a lot of wasted wind and land already zoned for a wind project. What is needed is a new type of turbine that can be installed close together and handle turbulence. With wind harvester turbines, this extraordinarily windy location can double its energy output. After making a series of vertical axis wind turbine prototypes and validating our proprietary engineering models with field data, we created the solution. Constructed out of steel and aluminum, the wind harvester turbines are amazingly tough and durable. They are short, energy dense, and wildlife friendly. Our biggest market is wind farms with great mid-level wind. Imagine you own such a wind farm and could double your profits with an understory of our turbines. California wind farms alone could profitably install $40 billion of our turbines. Green hydrogen is expected to become the largest user of this lower layer of wind in wind farms. With green hydrogen, no new transmission lines are needed, and the land is zoned and ready to inexpensively add our turbine along existing roads. Being first to market means there isn't any competition yet. Being first gives us an enormous IP advantage. We have been granted the first of 7 new patents we recently filed. When competition enters, they will want to use our patents to make turbines tough enough for turbulent wind. We think ultimately we'll make more money through patent licensing than we will as an original equipment manufacturer and project developer. We've made a lot of progress with the capital we've raised. Our turbine is fully ready for third-party certification and U.S. tax credits. We have projects in our pipeline in Barbados in the U.S. We are a rare, renewable tech company at the end of the commercialization process and still privately held. The Wind Harvest will be the leading mid-level wind turbine company and a brand recognized and respected around the world. Our engineers are world-class. We have talent to raise capital and build projects, and we'll attract a lot of outstanding people to join us. Being first to market and a huge untapped market allows for the hockey stick growth you see in our financial projections. We expect to sell $1.25 million in turbines by the end of this year. We are on the path to raise $10 million in sales and projects in 2025. The hockey stick growth starts when the large engineering and procurement companies bring our turbines to 10 and 100 megawatt understory projects. Because there are many suppliers for different components, traditional limits to growth don't apply to our turbines. Wind Harvest has raised over $20 million in capital since we began, and now we are raising $5 million through a series of crowdfunding offerings that will see the share price go up as we secure more patents and achieve more milestones this summer. We've raised over $600,000 in this first offering on net capital in less than a month. It ends on Monday, April 29th, so you should check out the link in the chat and act soon, or talk to me in the breakout room. With that, I hope to see you in the breakout room.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you to all of our presenters. Before we open up the breakout rooms, let's put up our, we have a poll here for Wind Harvest. So let's have the investors respond to that first. We'll give it a minute or so. The breakout rooms, we have 12 breakout rooms. Each one is hosted by one of our 12 presenting companies. Thank you guys for participating in the investor polls. After this poll is done, we'll put up our sponsor poll. If you already responded to the sponsor poll we put at the outset, then no need to reply again. But yeah, thank you. I still see some polling results coming in.
And I also want to mention too that our marketing coordinator, Emily, will be putting a link in the chat If you missed any of the previous investor polls, this link will take you to all 12 presenters. So if you're an investor and would like to indicate interest in any of the 12 presenting companies and missed it on the Zoom poll, please look at the link in the chat and you will be able to fill out a form there as well. So with that, I will end this last investor poll. And as Tian said, we're going to put up our final sponsor poll. If you had previously answered this in the beginning of the meeting, no need to answer it again. But if you missed it in the beginning of the meeting, please feel free to indicate interest in any of these services by our wonderful sponsors, and we can arrange an introduction for you to meet them.
Thanks, Sky. And Sky, once we're done with this sponsor poll, we will open up the breakout rooms until about what time do you think?
They'll probably open till about 1 o'clock today for about 30 to 45 minutes or so. And you guys, just a reminder to save that chat now, save it once before the breakout rooms, and then once you're in breakout rooms, you can save that chat again. And you'll see when you guys are in breakout rooms, you'll see a notification when there's 5 minutes left and a 60-second timer when breakout rooms are closing. So you can change that, or you can save that chat once again once you're in breakout rooms.
Yeah, and you'll be able to go in and out of whatever breakout room you want.
Yeah, so Tian, if you want to open the breakout rooms, I'll leave the poll up for a little bit, but we can open up those breakout rooms and people can get started.
Yep, rooms are open.
Perfect. And just a reminder to everyone, in order to get to those breakout rooms, you'll see that button that now opened up on the bottom toolbar where you have mute, stop video, screen share, all that stuff. There is another button that says breakout rooms. So you click that button and then choose which breakout room you'd like to go to. And if anyone has any trouble getting into breakout rooms, please put in the chat which breakout room you would like to go to, and I will manually place you in that room. But thank you everyone for joining today. We're excited that you were able to make it. We had 12 great presenting companies and they're all super fantastic. So we look forward to seeing you again on May 30th for our next virtual.